do is become really friendly and get to know each other really well. I'm going to ask if we could make as much room as we can to allow some of the people back here to move forward a little bit on both sides, and maybe they too will have an opportunity. So if we could maybe fill in the gaps back over in the corner going toward the mall entrance, and just bring back as much as possible. And if some of you in the back want to come forward, we're trying to make space for you now. So if you're do the best you can. We're sorry that we're doing the best we can on sound today. All right.
Good evening. So what I would like to ask everybody to do is to be quiet. If everybody stops talking, people can hear better. So let's first be quiet. Thank you. I'm Dr. Catherine Meeks. I'm the Executive Director of the Episcopal Church's Center for Racial Healing. 400 years ago in this country, we started the practice that we see happening today. We took little black children from their mother's arms and sold them to the highest bidder. Then we took little native indigenous...
Good afternoon, everyone. Muy buenas tardes a cada persona que está aquí el día de hoy. Thank you so much for having me here. It is such an honor always to be in the presence of such a diverse set of individuals, both ethnically, religiously, across all colors and across all conditions. It really is my honor to be here. And as was mentioned, yes, I'm Brenda Lopez Romero, and I am state representative and running for the 7th Congressional District. But today we are here to speak about the inhumane conditions at detention centers and about the substandard and unconstitutional policies that have been implemented by this administration. Today we are here to speak, and I am here to speak specifically as an immigration attorney and an advocate that has been working on comprehensive immigration reform and anti-immigrant legislation at our state capitol since 2004, since I myself was a college student, and I got to learn about our General Assembly and the efforts and the necessity for private citizens and private residents of our state to go and lobby and be advocates for themselves, precisely because of the anti-immigrant legislation that has consistently been pushed and sometimes passed in our state capitol. But I'm also here to speak as an immigrant, and I'm also here to speak as an American, because this issue for me is personal. As those that have spoken already have stated, I also came to Georgia when I was 5 years old with my mother to reunite with my father that was already here. And I have been raised by my father since I was 7 years old. Both of my parents are working class individuals that had less than an elementary school education. And it was actually my father that told me that I had two options in life. I could either work or go to school. So I graduated from Cross Keys High School in Brookhaven. Shout out to Cross Keys. And then went on to become the first college graduate and attending Georgia State University, and first person to graduate from law school at Syracuse University with earning a specialization in national security and counterterrorism. I had the opportunity to open my own law firm and be a practicing attorney, and as was mentioned, in 2016 I had the privilege to become the first American Latina to be elected in our state house. But those opportunities and privileges were only available, as Roxana has so much mentioned, because of the support, the guidance, the resources that have been provided to me, and the investment that our state has made for myself and other individuals in our education. It also was an opportunity afforded to me by legislation signed by Ronald Reagan that allowed my dad a process to apply and eventually apply for his family. I did not eventually become a citizen because I'm somehow better or I merited versus those of my peers. It was only because the operation of the law was available for me to do so. And it's the only thing that we, as we continue to seek and lobby legislators, it's the only opportunity that we ask of them, to open a pathway to legalization, precisely so more people can provide for this country as much as the country has provided for us. I don't actually like speaking about myself and my personal life, but one of the reasons that I decided to run for Congress was precisely because, as I mentioned, this being so personal, that if these policies had been in place when I was that 5-year-old girl, I could have been one of those individuals, one of those children that we see in the newspapers and the pictures that we've seen throughout the media. And that could have denied me the opportunity, as I mentioned, to become a citizen, denied me the opportunity to have the honor to represent Georgia in our state house, denied me the opportunity to fight for America's promise. And that promise for me is very simple. It's the promise that hard work and merit allows you to become part of the fabric of America. Giving back and honoring our American values and treasuring our Constitution. But today, what I want to ask of you here, and it is such an amazing group of people that we have here, I want to leave you with a call of action.
You need to speak up. Almost nobody can hear you.
And that call of action is very simple. And I'll try to speak up because this is the most important part about why we're here today. The important part is, what do? We can't just mobilize in rallies. We can't just be here vocalizing our message. That is very important because the media needs to see it and hear it. But what we need to do is be at the Capitol. Every single person here, I expect, I've seen many of you that have been already, but I expect everyone there every day advocating on this issue and every issue to make sure that we're bettering our country. And I also expect you to see you at Capitol Hill in DC as well, doing exactly the same work. And lastly, I want to leave you with one last call of action and one last bit of work that I want you to do. And that is support the nonprofit organizations that are providing the pro bono and low bono legal representation for those affected. Please provide of your treasure to these organizations, both some that are doing extensively and great work here in our state of Georgia, but also those organizations that are at the border doing those direct services for those that are detained there. And so I want to thank you and also ask you to feel free to reach out to us on social media. That's the best way to get a hold of me: Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. You can look for me as Vote Brenda Lopez and engage with us to ask how you can step in and, as I mentioned, do the work to provide your time, talent, and treasure to advocate for the issues that we're here today, and also the many issues that we've yet to continue to work to ensure that we continue to make America's promise true for everyone and provide that opportunity for anyone that seeks the opportunity through their hard work and through their merit. So thank you so much for being here today.